beautifuls. Welcome back to Seduce Me. Last episode was a wrap of Damien's side of the story, which was quite sad because I was really into Damien, like his personality and stuff. But it feels like I'm cheating now that I had to go through four other guys to find out their ending. But, I do want to, like, see their story inside of the story, curiosity. Because I don't really have one true pairing on here. Like, each of them have a different personality that intrigues me. Like, Sam is the pretty boy that's always strong. And then Matthew is like the bubbly, down to earth guy. Uh, Eric is like the mature, seductive guy. Damien was quiet, shy guy. And James is basically the bookworm. So each of them is like a different personality. So I kind of want to figure out how they would romance her. This is a part I saved like a couple episodes. So I think I'm just gonna do the skip option. But I have to be careful because like I did this 3 times in a row where I had to pick some choice that I didn't know I had to. So yeah, I hope it's not a bit too boring because some of this is gonna be repetitive reading. Cause I don't I know for sure the storyline's gonna be the same, so I'm just gonna quicken it up a bit if I find it rather repetitive. And yeah, and while I was before I was recording this, I went back to see what would happen if I would have let Damien further kissing me on. They just kept kissing, and then the reading would have been really awkward if I read it out loud because there was a lot of like they were moaning and groaning and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just fast forward this up. And the choice here is if I should Sam and Matthew are stuffing their faces, and the choice is whether if I should laugh or I shouldn't, but I am going to laugh at them. And it has like weird. Why? Okay, I guess did I not pick the right choice? Let me go back. I'm pretty sure I picked the right choice though, because when I picked the choice I wanted, it made her laugh like crazy. So I guess, or is it different for each? Oh wait, I did, but I did. She was thinking if she should or not, but I guess but I did mean she didn't. Okay, that's I don't know whose that thingy is. I couldn't hold in my laughter anymore. As I laughed, Matthew and Sam my looked my way, faces stuffed.
Is something funny? What are you laughing at?
I stopped to catch my breath. I leaned over the table and took a few breaths before replying. Both they're so funny. Both their faces turned a slight pink before they looked away from me, and they swallowed the food in their mouths.
Shut up! We're not funny. We're hungry.
Well, we're glad that we made you laugh.
Shut up, Matthew!
What? I'm just saying.
See, James, it's entertainment for her.
They were funny to me. At least they enjoyed the food. As I watched, I took a couple of pieces of food for myself and placed them on my plate before eating as well. Eventually, we all had dinner together. It was strange eating with just guys, but they were enjoyable to be around. It made me feel like a part of their family as we ate together. However, our peace was soon disturbed, because that's when my papa called me. Oh, my mama called me, not my papa. Okay. There are visitors. I'm gonna pick the same
Then why did one
choice.
of them open the...
Don't worry, Naomi. It's cool. It's cool. I'll stay and help around the house.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, Matthew. We're going with Matthew's route. It's funny that Damien's not at the bottom, or is he always there? I'm going for Matthew. This route is quite intriguing. And then I think I'm going for Sam, Eric, and we're gonna end it with James. So Matthew it is. I walked into the kitchen and instantly looked over at Matthew, who was quickly slicing up strawberries and placing them into a nearby bowl. I walked over and looked over his shoulder to watch. Matthew didn't seem to mind didn't seem to mind, so I decided to ask him a question. What are you making?
I'm going to make a large batch of strawberry cupcakes. These strawberries are going to be the top pieces.
Oh, I love strawberry cupcakes. I used to not like strawberries until I was introduced to A Whole Lot by Tyler. Oh, that sounds delicious. Can I help?
Yeah, I kinda hoped you would. Can you start by making the batter for the cupcakes? I put the ingredients and some directions on the counter over there.
Okay. I nodded before heading over to another counter, where a string of ingredients and a small note card of directions sat at the ready. I smiled and began to work, mixing the ingredients and pouring the batter into cupcake tins to bake. I had to admit, I made a little bit of a mess, but I felt like the cupcakes were still fine. There. Oh, sorry. There we go. Now we just need to wait. As I turned to face Matthew, I noticed Matthew's red face. I tilted my head before he walked over and moved his hand a bit towards my face. He stopped, however, looking to me for permission. Touch my own. What the hell's going on? Matthew continued to move his hand towards me, gently brushing a finger over my cheek. My senses tripled, feeling his finger wipe over a small stain of powder and cream that had landed on my face.
You, got a stain.
Thanks, Matthew. Matthew's finger was ginger and timid, wiping the stain off with as little contact as possible. Lightning shot through my body at each wipe, running down my spine in jolts. I'm like so flustered I can't even talk. I closed my eyes, unconsciously leaning into his touch and naturally wanting more. However, Matthew pulled his hand away, causing me to open my eyes and look at him. Matthew was biting his lower lip and had pulled his hand to his chest.
Sorry, I got it all?
So adorable. He's like so questionable, like, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Matthew quickly shook his head and grinned his goofy grin at me before continuing to make another appetizer for the party. I blinked a couple of times, wondering if what I saw was real. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and the executives of the Anderson company to show me off. And this is where I will skip, because I already read all this. I'm picking the same choices.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather.
Do you have college?
I got this in the bank.
What do you think of the philanthropic?
Do you think the company should?
I wonder what happened to him, actually.
You're welcome. Praise.
What happened to Andrew? I'm staying put, because I don't really care for him, yo. Either way, I don't even care for him. Oh, wow. All this. Leave him alone? What? It's a bit weird not reading the storyline, because, maybe I should explore the house a bit. I decided it was a good idea to wander around the house. I never really explored it much as a child, so there were bound to be new surprises. It feels weird that I'm not reading the storyline because I kind of don't remember what the choices were for. But this is to speed it up a bit because we all already saw it. So I picked somewhere else for this one though. Well, come on, Fiend, let's go on an adventure. I stood and exited my room, hoping that the boys were still asleep. I began to wander the halls on the end of my house, opening each door to find what room each door led to. Quickly I found an old office, a desk and a chair. By the far side is a large bookshelf of documents and memorabilia dotted its nooks and crannies. There are a couple of pictures of me growing up and peeking from the shelves as I walked further into the room. I don't believe I've been in here before. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? I'm curious. I gently opened the shelves and any drawers I saw in the room, and a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. Sorry. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked, no matter how many times I pulled. Come on, open! Nothing. It won't. It would not budge. The drawer beside it, though, did, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in a drawer? I lifted it from the drawer and carried it over to the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. Try. Nothing hurts to try. I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining the camera up with my eye. To my surprise, I heard a ping come from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Huh, look at that. On the desktop were documents and folders labeled with different aspects of the Anderson Company. Taxes, profits, bylaws, products. The list went on and on. If I really did want to become the CEO of the Anderson Company, I had everything about it at my fingertips. Dad would sure be impressed. One icon, however, stood out from the rest. Virago? I double-clicked the icon, but no window came up. Instead, I heard a large click come from the drawer that was locked. What the? I slowly left my seat and walked over to the drawer, attempting to open it again. It slid open smoothly in the direction of my pulling hand, revealing two books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed. The other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. I took out the journal and skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic. He really did know about magic. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was all fascinating. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my own mind. I don't know what came over me, but I started to feel more energetic and more powerful, simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was surrounded the house. The more I read, the more powerful I became. However, my mind suddenly froze and I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back and closing the drawer. The lock reset and I snapped out of it. Huh? What? I shook my head and looked at the drawer, realizing what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, but suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and I didn't want to pry any more that I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually I would come back and look into it. I returned to bed feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers to try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday and nothing was happening today. We're not disturbing them. We're gonna make cold cut sandwiches this time though. Because why not? I assembled ham sandwiches for all of us. Also, I poured some potato chips on the side of each sandwich. I felt satisfied. Who said lunch had to be cooked? I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be, and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. No, we're finding one incubi. Which is Matthew, I hope. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. I looked down each hall, trying to find one of the incubi watering so that I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursed my lips in irritation. Where the heck are they? I sighed, knowing that I would have to search for them in each room. I quickly turned and headed back to the dining room. One last time, when I arrived, I gasped. It's Matthew. Matthew was crouched near the kitchen doorway, peering into it as if a rat had gotten loose in the pantry, and he was the stalking exterminator. And I needed water really bad. Matthew? Oh, okay. I quickly shut my mouth and pressed my lips together in silence, confused but fearful as to why I had to be quiet. I tiptoed to Matthew, who was crouching by the entrance to the kitchen. His gaze and head moved across the site of the kitchen, still trying to find whatever he was looking for.
He's in there.
Who? What? I feel like I need to whisper too. Matthew's face was seriously fearful and intense. Who was freaking him out this much? My mind, however, instantly pinned the person down in my conclusion. Malix. Malix. Why did he come back and why was he in my kitchen? I started to freak out, remember the fear I had the first time we had met. However, I wasn't sure. Where were the others if it was Malix?
I lost sight of him, but I quickly found him and cornered him in there. I know he's in there.
Who's in there? Who? Seriously, who's in here?
That fluffy killer thing!
Oh, and he did that magic trick for us. Fluffy killer thing. I bit my lip, suppressing a laugh. Once I swallowed my laughter down, I let out a sigh. You mean your cute bunny doll?
Yeah, that thing. Wait, it's not cute!
Matthew instantly regretted not whispering covered his mouth. I could not help but giggle. What's he doing in the kitchen? Matthew turned to me with an expression of utmost seriousness, something that told me that he said would be cute and funny, but I decided to bite my tongue and gently to not laugh no matter what.
I don't know.
I got a text. I don't know. I failed to keep hold of myself and started to giggle again. The thought of a doll doing anything but sitting there made me giggle. Matthew tried to hush me, waving his arms frantically to keep me quiet. I gotta check something real quick. Oh, I checked it and I didn't remember to reply back to it. Okay. Had to text Tyler to see if he was getting pizza still. Cause it's like 9 over here at night and we didn't eat dinner yet. So I failed to keep hold I failed to keep hold of myself and started to giggle again. The thought of a doll doing anything but sitting there made me giggle. Matthew tried to hush me, waving his arms frantically to me to keep quiet. Matthew, Simon's a doll. It can't do anything. You named it Simon?
You named him?
Oh, I named him. Of course, Simon Tabby. Cute, isn't it? Matthew let out some sort of defeated whine before returning back to the kitchen, trying to find Simon from where he was. I placed our food on the table and looked as well. So, what's your plan of attack?
Well, I plan to make my way through the kitchen as quietly as I can, and hopefully not get stabbed.
Why'd you imagine that sort of thing in your magic trick anyways? Sounds simple. Matthew nodded in agreement before finally moving from his spot and tiptoeing into the kitchen. I stood there, unsure of whether or not I should follow suit. We might as well join him. I didn't know why I was up for this, but I followed along. The small adventurous side of me was very happy with my decision, but another side of me was questioning me, asking me why I did that. Matthew slowly walked through the kitchen, scanning the cupboards and surfaces with a meticulous glare. It was both amusing and slightly frightening to see how serious he could be. Do all of your toys get out of control like this?
No, it's just this one. I don't know why. All my other toys are okay.
Other toys? Matthew nodded, stopping his search to look at me.
That's what I do. Make toys. I made them for my mother all the time back in the Abyssal Plains, to help her cope with her position.
Oh, you made toys? For your mom, that's cute. Her position?
She's the fourth wife of my birth father. Each of us have a different mother, and all of them, except for Damien's, are queens. My mom, though, hates sharing, so I distracted her with toys.
I didn't think of that. It's kind of hard sharing. I didn't know what to say. A demon with multiple wives seems natural, but I guess because I was human, I felt the twinge of disgust run through my veins nonetheless. Still, it was adorable how Matthew tried to cheer his mom up with his abilities. That's his ability? Making toys? I was then suddenly reminded of my grandfather and how he made toys all the time for kids. Matthew's power to make small toys instantly would have been so useful to my grandfather. I shook my head and began to search for Simon again. And I had to open the door real quick because my little puppy's moping for me. Hello. Hello. Hi, Ping Ping. Hi. You know, like whenever you see a dog or something, your insta go to like super cutesy high pitched voice. Hi, baby. Want to sit my lap where well I record? There we go. I don't even know how much she weighs anymore, because the last time we went to the vet, she was like almost a max weight for a Pomeranian. What you doing, babe? Mwah! Yeah. That's the mic. She licked the mic. I shook my head and began to search for Simon again. Let's keep looking for Simon. Matthew nodded before joining in. I felt like I was in a comedy mystery, looking for a child's toy instead of a murder weapon.
Come on out, creepy thing.
Its name is Simon. Matthew ignored my statement and began to slowly open the cupboards, sifting through the inside contents. I decided to follow suit, starting at the opposite end of the kitchen. Matthew, what do we do if we find him?
We stick him back in my pocket.
What did he stab you in the pocket? I looked to Matthew, waiting for him to finish replying. However, he kept his eyes to the ground, trying to answer my question and remaining in thought. I continued to search the cupboards, unsure now if this plan was going to go anywhere. Why was I even doing this? Simon Tabby was a... What the... Matthew... Aria's looking at me. She's tilting her head like, what? Matthew and I scanned the kitchen frantically, searching for the source of the laugh.
I knew that thing was evil!
What's going on, Matthew? Suddenly, everything went black.
Ah!
Who turned out the lights? I gripped to the nearby counter, not wanting to hit anything or fall in the darkness. There was no window, so the room was almost completely pitch black. Grandpa, what the hell were you thinking of this interior? I could hear skittering across the floor like a rat rushing to escape with its cheese in mouth. I instantly jumped in fear before suddenly being pushed to the ground.
Ah! Watch out!
I felt myself hit the ground with a body over top of me. Two hands were slammed beside my head onto the tile floor, stopping the person above me from crushing me.
Hey, are you okay?
Matthew, this is pretty bizarre. What the hell are we doing? Matthew, yeah, I am. I stared up at Matthew, letting the situation sink in. We were looking for a doll, and now we're on the ground. What broke my thought was a flash of gold running across Matthew's eyes. I could feel heat radiating from his body. The air was tense, and his body was almost shaky. This is where, in the K-dramas and stuff, where the guy, like, stares deeply at the girl, and he leans in for the kiss, and then all the fangirls be squealing. Hell yeah. Matthew, are you okay?
I
heard him gulp, answering my answering my question. He wasn't okay. I could tell, but he wasn't moving. I think that is the most hottest thing ever, is when a guy's nervous when he's looking at a girl, because I think it's like killer. I don't know. Don't tell Tyler. He will try to do that move all the time then. And then he always tries to get my attention. Even Arya tries to get my attention. Like, no, Senpai isn't gonna notice. I'm sorry, but I do love them. So, Matthew,
sorry.
it's so dark I can't even see. Oh, phone going up. Exit him. No reply yet. Okay. Soon a golden glow covered Matthew's eyes. I expected to feel warmth in my body from an upcoming spell, but I felt nothing. Something was wrong.
I need you to... I need you to push me off.
What is wrong, Matthew? Why can't you push yourself off? From the sound of his voice, he was desperate to get up and off of me. Why couldn't he move, though? Then it hit me. Matthew, do you need energy?
I do. But
Oh, he's still being honest. Toad's cute. Matthew shut his eyes and eyes to try hard to hide his golden gaze from me. He didn't want to take my energy. Why? Was he ashamed to? Mother effer, we're gonna kiss him. If he needed energy, I was willing to give it. I gently grabbed Matthew's face and tilted his head to angle with mine. Leaning in closer to him, I brought my face and lips up to his and kissed him deeply. Why is there no picture? It's like so black. Well, then again, the room's black. I didn't know if this would help, but it was how he got energy before. Really? I thought I kissed Sam and Eric, not Matthew, before. I shut my eyes, waiting for the draining feeling to reappear in my body. Matthew didn't move, nor did I feel energy drained from me. I opened my eyes and saw Matthew staring wide-eyed at me, but unmoving. He was unsure of what to do, and I had silenced him in confusion. I pulled away and spoke. I want to give you some of my energy. You've used a lot of it, and I'm sure that the energy you took from me was only used for healing. Well, let me help you.
I mean, I don't.
It's so cute. Matthew, if you don't want my energy, just tell me, but I'm offering it to you if you do. All of a sudden, I felt the familiar feeling of warmth run through my body once again. I felt my body slightly heat up as Matthew wrapped an arm around my body and pulled my body tighter to his. Matthew grew a lustful gaze before bringing a hand up to cup the back of my neck. Oh, it's darkened. Before I knew it, Matthew pulled me into a gentle but passionate kiss. Heat erupted through my body as his kiss slowly and almost timidly got deeper. Matthew kept an arm around my waist while I rested my hands on his chest. The energy from my body was slowly draining in the kiss, making me feel light and warm. It was almost pitiful how comfortable and how willing I was in this situation. Still, I held no regrets. I was enjoying every bit of the kiss. Matthew was full of surprises. As childish as he definitely was proving to be a man while he was kissing me. Matthew wasn't forceful, but his kiss was deep and passionate, and it felt almost magical. It was how I imagined the first kiss to be like, except with the energy drain. Soon though the energy drain stopped, and Matthew gently pulled his face away to end the kiss. I stared up at him and we both panted for air. I had never kissed like that before, and I was so lost in the moment that I'd forgotten how to breathe. Matthew moved a strand of hair from my face behind my ears, eyes still full of desire. Matthew stared silently at me, unsure of what to say. However, I could tell that he was full, yet yearning. I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give anymore. I know Arya. She's looking at me. She's like, why, mommy? What's going on? What's going on, mommy? Arya, I don't know. What should I do? If you lick my hand, I'll keep going. If you don't lick my hand, I'll stop. This is how I'm deciding. Oh, don't fall. Are you gonna lick my hand or no? No. She's saying no. We're stopping. I gently pushed Matthew back, smiling tiredly. Let's stop here. I'm getting a little dizzy. Matthew instantly nodded, a glaze of guilt running across his eyes as he examined me for fatigue. Hey,
Are you okay? I didn't take too much, did I?
No, you didn't. It's okay, Matthew. I giggled softly before lifting my finger to his lips, hushing him. I then smiled. It was my choice. Oh, it was my choice, Matthew. I wanted to help. Matthew stared at me before nodding with a very small smile.
Thank you.
I kind of wanted to further it on, but Arya was being a butt. So Matthew quickly stood up and helped me stand. I gently leaned back on my feet, feeling slightly wobbly. As I felt my body lean back, Matthew quickly held me to him to balance me.
Whoa, you look really pale. Are you okay?
Totally okay. I'm kind of regretting that I did not further this on soon, and I didn't save it to the part that I needed. I You know what? You know what? I'm gonna be a butthole and restart this whole thing. I guess next episode because my timer just went off. So I'm just gonna run back all the way because I really wanted to see what he would do because he seems like a childish type. So I think if he furthered on, it would be super cute. So thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully this isn't boring, you guys. Hopefully. Yeah, see ya.